Honorable Emmanuel Banda, welcome and good evening to you, or good afternoon, depending on what time it is, but welcome to KBN TV.
Thank you so much, Mr. IP. Good evening to you, and good evening to all the Zambian people who are watching on our Facebook page on KBN and Honorable Emmanuel Banda. Not forgetting those who are watching on KBN TV and everyone who is following whatever channel we are connected. You're most welcome and good evening to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Should we disclose where are you right now? You've been out of the country for the last 1 year plus. You haven't been home. Where are you right now? Where is your location? And why are you not in Zambia currently?
Thank you so much, IP. IP, who first we need to understand who is JJ. JJ in the political field in our country. Yeah, first, we just won't go backwards. We'll just start from 2021 until to date. Jaja Banda was the provincial youth chairperson for Eastern Province. And in 2021, I applied on my party, PF, to stand as an independent or to stand as a member of parliament. Unfortunately, I was left out on adoption after discussing with the elders and the one who was in charge of the party. Then from there, when I was left out, I went to stand as an independent. But before standing as an independent, I went to form structures in Petauke from section until district level. Why I did that? Because I knew to say for me to win, I need support from the structures, because politics, it's based on structures, IP. Because I'm a grassroots mobilizer. And you know that as a provincial youth chairperson of the ruling party, you know what it means. So I formed the structures, and I formed the movement called Tractor Movement in our district, Petauke, which we decided to go on the tractor movement, the councillors, the mayor, and the MP under the same movement. And indeed, in 2021, August, we carried the day. Out of 8 councillors, I managed to win 7 councillors in Petauke Central Constituency, and the mayor, the council chairperson, and myself. So in short, I was the president for that movement, but again as the member of parliament. Then the council was under me. So now I'm sure you know whom we are talking to. So a president of the movement, the one who was controlling the council, because the council was under me, under my councillors, under my mayor, and me as an MP. So you can now relate to say, who is this person in the political field? So
Correct.
you are talking not just to someone who just went to parliament as an independent without holding into a council. You are talking to someone who was in charge in parliament and in charge of council. Remember, when you are the president of the movement, you whip your members. Even if government says this, but if they haven't negotiated with you, you have got all the mandates to whip your members. So I was also learning the council.
That's correct. That's correct, Honorable Emmanuel Banda. You got a quite rich history politically. I remember very well that even in 2016, you attempted to stand as a member of parliament and for Petauke Central, but of course you decided to stand down your ambitions until 2021. You were elected as member of parliament. With all this political CV and the works you've done for the people of Petauke Central, the question still comes back. Why are you not home? And I asked you a question earlier on that where are you? And the people would want to find out. People would want to hear within Zambia, and of course those living in the diaspora or abroad as it were, why are you not home? And where are you right now?
Thank you so much, IP. IP, as you are aware to say, just my case, in 2024, 25 May, I'm sure all of you woke up to a news to say the member of parliament is missing. And then from there, after making noise, you the people, which I appreciate so much, because the noise you made, that's the same noise which has caused me to be alive today, to be able to talk to you, to be able to communicate with a country. So the location I can't disclose, seeing the. So my location will always remain unknown.
Right.
So I hope you are going to understand that.
Why should your location remain unknown? Why are you not disclosing, and why are you not home? Maybe that's a question which is you may need to answer. Why are you not home? Why are you fearing to come back home?
Yeah, so you can know, you know, Innocent, for the first time, I'm not home because for the first time in our country, the rule of law, or let's say our constitution, the leaders whom we trusted our constitution into, they failed to hold the constitution. Remember, in 2014, I was accused of beating a journalist and other things, which I was arrested, and that matter went to court, and the court decided that matter. When the court decided, they gave judgment, which I was found guilty. And when I was found guilty, I was asked to serve, which I served the punishment in 2014, and the judgment was there. Then 10 years later, you can imagine the case again started with the same medical reports and everything what was there in 2014. They used the same witnesses, used the same everything. So, you know, according to our constitution, it's not allowed if the case has gone to court and they have ruled, there's a judgment, and then you have been given days to appeal, either a defendant or complainant, and then you fail to appeal, then after 10 years, they come and arrest you. So there, which means the leaders, even the people who were charging me, they didn't uphold the constitution as they took oath before they started their job. So to me, I can say it's because of, in short, I can say it's because of injustice. Because I was given a case which wasn't existing because it was buried. So you know when someone, which means once you're accused of something which is not there, which is already sleeping, which means there's no justice, your life is in danger. then you are not supposed to live in that country.
Right. Let's get into it now. 1 year living in the exile, you, Honorable Emmanuel J. Banda, and of course, you've been very active on matters of governance in Zambia, of course, via the internet. You've been contributing to the good governance of this nation. How would you describe, I know I'm asking this question because we are remaining with about 7 months or 6 months before we go into the general election, where the Zambian people decide to either retain the UPND or elect the new administration to come into power. That will be decided in the next 7 months from now. But the question is, how would you describe the state of affairs or the state of governance in Zambia in a generic manner under this current administration, which you fear the most, you yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. IP. Before I answer your question, for me, once there's justice, I'll be there. If I see to say there's justice and they follow everything, there's no way for me to stay away where there's justice. But if there's no justice, which means your life is a danger. So let's now come to your question, IP. IP, I'm sure you remember very well. In 2021, in August, we went for polls. And the UPND government carried the day, were the winners. Then the PF lost. When the PF lost, the former president resigned from the party and went into retirement. And when the former president went into retirement, I'm sure you're aware, he even created his foundation under his office, former president's office, and he also started farming. I'm sure you are aware very well that there were even pictures where we could see the former president in the garden doing gardening, doing a lot of things. And when he resigned, when he went into retirement, he said, I'll be now, I've retired from active politics. I can only give now advice. In short, we can say he was now a kingmaker. And as a kingmaker, he had to leave the part under Honorable Given Lubinda. But when he left the party under Honorable Given Lubinda, according to the constitution of the party was supposed to have convention to choose the president because the president had resigned. But when they announced to say, this is the day for convention, you can apply now. I'm sure Israel now was guiding as the kingmaker now. He guided for people to apply. That's how we saw people applying. And unfortunately, people, they saw that the acting president never applied. Which also a lot of people had questions to say why the acting president hasn't applied. So for me, I was also asking myself the same question. But me being close to the former sixth Republican president, I asked him, why? Honorable Given Lubinda, the one you have left as acting president, not join. Then he said, Honorable Given Lubinda and I, we are not going. We will be guiding this the party, because remember, in the party sometimes there usually be problems. There usually be this, but they need a kingmaker, a father figure, someone can guide. He gave me an example like Honorable Alexander Chikwanda. he said to say, look, we had Honorable Alexander Chikwanda is no more now. So we need to take the shoes of Honorable Alexander Chikwanda. Me and the Vice President, since me, I've gone into retirement, and the acting president will be also a father figure, the kingmaker, where when there are problems in the party, those elders in the party, they are the ones now to guide the party. So in short, a father figure, a kingmaker, has got more powers than a president. Because when you give direction as a father figure, which means the president is supposed to follow. So fast forward, innocent. Fast forward, they applied, but Honorable Winda, that's the reason why Honorable Winda didn't join the nest. So whilst now they were preparing for convention, problem now started. I want to call a spade because we need to help the country, innocent. Because at the state where it is now, it's not good. So problems started, though we're inside there. Then when they were inside problems now, the people like Honorable Linda now, they started saying, but now, the people who are looking to have favors, they're from MMD. We can't be led by the people from MMD. We need to get this party, us who were in PF. But those problems, when Waruvinda brought them innocent, Waruvinda forgetting that even the one who formed this party, he came from MMD, Michael Sata. I'm sure that you are aware very well, even that time there was an audio which went viral. It's in the public domain to say, me, I can't be the SG for Munduvire. Me, we can't be under Munduvire. It's better we even give money Sampa. And then fast forward, we saw in 2023, we saw Mao Sampa holding a convention on Independence Day. When Mao Sampa held that convention on Independence Day, it was well protected by the state. Then now ECA also to say things are not okay. I'm sure you saw ECA now on the 28th of October, he announced to say, I'm coming back into active politics. I'm coming back from retirement into active politics. Then from there, when ECL announced, I went to see ECL home. I asked ECL to say, sir, why are you coming back to politics? This is when now he explained to me to say, look, from 2021 to 2023, the party is going down. The leadership which have left in place, they are not even mobilizing the party. Right. Go to Shankombo, go to Chavuma, go to Ikerenge, go to Mafinga, go to Vubwi, go to Chama, to Chasefu, Chadiza, anywhere. The people I left power with, they are not mobilizing the party and they have never been there. So now, how can we get back power like this if the people I left the party with, they are not mobilizing? That was one reason. And indeed, when I looked at everywhere, where I found everywhere in those places, up to now, innocent, I can tell you to say, people of Tasefu, they have never seen any person from PF Secretariat to visit them, to mobilize the party. People from Vubwi, they have never seen any person going to Vubwi to check on the structures. to strengthen the structures, to tell the structures to say there will be freedom tomorrow. There was nothing like that. There was no one in the opposition mobilizing their own party, their own political party. That's when ECL told me, have you seen what I've explained to you? So now, how can we have the opposition while sleeping? So it's better, I don't want to waste what SATA started. So I'm going back because the people are entrusted, they have failed. And look, even the same person maker, he's receiving money from the secretariat. He can't tell me to say they are not moving, going to Vugwi, going to Shanko to check on the structures, to have to talk to the structure because of the money. The money is going to secretariat. They are getting paid their own salary, including the same acting president was on salary from the money every month which was coming from parliament, from the MPs. But they were failing to mobilize the party. ECL said, no, I can't let the sweat for SATA go in vain. SATA left this party in my hands, and I'll come back from retirement. I'll make sure to revamp this party. Then I said, okay, sir, this is good. I can see indeed that in opposition, there's no one who is mobilizing, and the politics is in the structures, to strengthen the structures, to explain to the structures, to say we lost because of A, B, C, D. But Valubinda, we are not doing that. So in short, I asked him to say, so since you are coming back, you are telling me to say, Lubinda is a failure. He just laughed to say, it's up to you to judge. But me, to say the party is not being mobilized, one. Two, Maos, I know that the senior members from the party, they have failed to embrace everyone, all those people who came from MMT. They don't want to embrace. That's why they have pushed Maos to go and have the convention to sell the party. But I won't let it. I'll come back to protect the party. Because remember, the head of state, the former head of state, was not just a mere person, had information everywhere. You know what it means when you're a president, you have got eyes everywhere. Why those eyes? So he saw those people who were working with Mao Sample because they never accepted the people from MMD to say, no, the people who have applied to stand at the convention were from MMD. Like the likes of Shtalutirufia, the likes of Greyford Monde, the likes of Brian Mundurire, the likes of, in fact, most of the people. But he told me to say, look, even me, I was once under you. I was once from this as a political party, but we can't let it. So I said, okay, this is good, but sir, are you going to manage yourself to start going around? He said, yes, I've got plan B. Then I explained, what is your plan B? He said to say, I can only tell you part, as for now, I can only tell you part of this plan B. The plan B is me to come back. Then when I come back, we mobilize the party. So I'm asking you to be part and parcel of the people who will be going around the country. And IP, I'm sure you remember very well, we started in 2024. He said, let me draft how we are going to bring back the opposition. I said, okay, that's good, sir. And in 2024, you saw we started the journey now of the plan A, but plan B was aside. So he said, this party now, it can never come back the PF like the papers. But now we need to organize for the special purpose vehicle 3 political parties, which we are supposed to put now in place. That was the first thing. Then the second thing, he said, we need to mobilize the structures to tell them to say they should remain PF, they should believe in PF, but the PF, for this government now to release it, even if we talk to Sampa, but the papers, they won't come back. So, IP, from there, he said, we need to talk to the structure. Then the number 3, we need to go through all the provinces to be talking to them, to strengthen them, to say, we need to remain united. And you saw in 2024, we started the journey. He had, on that Tuareg, there was me, Honorable Clement Tembo from Kawata, and Peter Chanda, and there was like the first trip we went into Eastern, and Honorable Lucy from Chipata, Lucy Piri from Chipata. We went to RCZ Chipata for church service. From there, we went into, we started towards Chipata, went into markets. From the markets, there, then we went to Katet, we went to Nyimba, on Sinda, Petauke, Minga. Then we went to Nyimba, Wangwa. Then we came back. When we came back, he said, I didn't know to say, people, they want me. Because all these districts which we passed, they said, we want you back, we want you back. We have suffered. They were even crying, like even at Wangwa, we found some blocked, jumped off from buses, just coming to greet him, to do all sorts of things. Which he said, this is a good thing. If you see now, this is now, we are giving hope now to the people that the opposition now is there. From Eastern Province, we went into Copper Belt. Copper Belt, we went for church in Ichifubu Ndola constituency. Then from there, he had a meeting with more than 700 pastors and church leaders. There again, we were told, he wanted to say, sir, your mistakes were A, B, C, D, were this and this and this, these were your mistakes. Then from there, we went into Central Province. I'm sure Central Province, you were part of the Tuareg IP. Then from Central, we went into Lusaka. Lusaka, we were planning now to go into Western Province. And I'm sure that's when now I was in May. That's when you woke up to the sad news that I was nowhere. So, in short, this is how ECA left, went into retirement, and came back.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Emmanuel J. Banda, for that long history, but quite important for this interview, just to give us the background about ECA and, of course, how far the Patriotic Front has reached or has come. Now, let's get to the point where the PF is today, the political party you love the most. I know I didn't bring in the picture Honorable Given Lubinda, but you brought the picture of Honorable Lubinda, of which, let's get into it, the Patriotic Front, which is the largest opposition political party in Zambia today, based on the majority MPs they have in parliament, second from the ruling party, the UPN, which has got over 80, over 90 thereabout. The PF comes second with members of parliament. Let's look at the political party which you love the most, the Patriotic Front. Why do you think it is where it is today and the confusion going on? You mentioned earlier on that you've passed a vote of no confidence in Honorable Given Lubinda, but how can the PF really, come back to life? Or does the PF still has the breathing air right now?
Thank you so much, IP. IP, in short, let's tell you straight to say, Honorable Given Lubinda is the causer of all the confusion in the opposition.
And I want you
Why
to
I
justify
say
that.
give a closure?
I want you to justify that before you are accused by Honorable Luwinda or before you are sued by Honorable Luwinda. And I want to make it clear that that statement does not represent the views of KBN TV. They are your own views. Do you agree to that?
Yeah, I agree, but you know, when you are when you are doing a postmortem, you need to call a spade a spade, because if you are hiding the sickness to a doctor, then forget about getting better.
Right. Please proceed, and I would want you to substantiate that. Maybe that would help also.
Yeah. So why we say that Honorable Given Rwinda is the cause of disunity in the it was first the ECL had brought, his aim was to bring all the opposition together. When he bring all the opposition together, he talked to the opposition, and they came up with a constitution under Tonse. And the constitution was very clear to say, the constitution was very clear to say PF will be the anchor party. When they say to say PF will be the anchor party, which means all of them, the opposition, they were willing to be united under one umbrella, but it being led by PF. And the same PF, they agreed with the opposition. So we can't say to say these other opposition are a problem. These other opposition, I think they are not problem because they agreed to be led by PF. But now for PF to choose a leader, it has. And why is it a problem? That's why we are saying to say it's Honorable Given Rwinda who is the problem causing confusion opposition. Why is he causing this problem in the opposition? One, firstly, let's go back to the history of Given Rwinda. Who is Given Rwinda? Because people should know and understand to say who is in this politics. Let's go back in 2011, IP. Before 2011, between 2008 and 2011, the PF went to convention, and Honorable Rwinda was a member of parliament then. And he was very vibrant, and the leader of the Patriotic Front, Michael Sata, entrusted Rwinda to talk to and he was given the money to prepare for convention and to talk to the delegates so that they can vote for Michael Sata in between 2008 and 20. And when they went to convention, surprisingly, as I'm calling today to say, and Rwinda is a betrayer. He betrayed Sata at the convention.
How?
How did he betray Sata? Sata removed the money IP, gave Rwinda, organized this conference, not knowing Rwinda used the same money to convince his structures for PF to go and vote for him to remove Sata at the convention. So wow. When they reached to the convention,
I don't have evidence to that.
Before they announced, when they
I don't have
voting,
evidence to that, and KBN TV distances itself. We have no evidence to that. I hope you have to justify that.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm telling you that's the for us that's the information any party official knows about that. Who was there by then by that convention? So, Honorable Rwinda mobilized people, voted for him instead of Sata. That was the first betrayal. But now, because the party had the kingmakers, before they announced the result that Given Rwinda you have won the convention, they sat down with Given Luvinda. They told Given Luvinda to say, Given Luvinda, you can't win us this election, the 2011 election. Let President Sata, since he's old, let him stand. Then when President Sata stands, when he wins now, he will leave the party into your hands. So can you understand now you have won? We respect you. We respect the democracy for you winning. That's how Given Luvinda was convinced by the kingmakers then. And Sata was announced the winner of that convention. Despite people voting for Given Luvinda, who betrayed the person who removed the money to organize the voters. And then fast forward, when we came to pause, Sata became the president. And Sata, to forgive Given Luvinda, he appointed Given Luvinda now to be a minister. When Given Luvinda was appointed the minister, he started undermining Sata because of winning the convention. That's when now Sata fired him, because it was the second betrayal. If I'm lying, ask Kova Luvinda on this program, ask Luvinda to tell you and the people in our country why he was fired by President Sata. So today, because of him, he's trying to divide the party. That's why now we can even tell the people why he was fired. Then fast forward, IP, that was the betrayal, he was fired. Then in 2014, Sata died. When Sata died, all the people went for convention. He applied again to be the president of the party. Then when he applied, they went for convention, he lost. Indeed, he supported ECL. And when he supported ECL, they went for IP. They went into campaigns, though again there were a lot, but they carried the day in January 2015. In 2015, ECL became the president and he appointed Given Luvinda until fast forward 2016 again, ECL carried the day, appointed Given Luvinda again. Then between 2019 and 2021, I'm sure you remember very well that our former vice president was sick. And our former vice president had said to say, no, I want to resign. I want to rest. I want to concentrate on my health. When the vice president said like that, then the party, those kingmakers, they had sat down. And then they came up with someone who can take up the position of vice president. And Given Luvinda, his name came up. And the letter was prepared in his name. But again, because of his betrayal, before he was announced, he betrayed.
Just hold on there, Emmanuel J. Banda.
Yeah.
Which former vice president are you talking about? And you've mentioned that there was a time at which Honorable Given Luvinda was to be nominated as a vice president. At what period? Under which election? I'm asking this question because I know that in 2016 the Constitution of Zambia was amended, which is solidified the running mate clause or the vice president position to a point where a president will always be elected together with the vice president. So at which point was Honorable Given Luvinda scheduled or supposedly be a vice president?
Between 2019 and 2021.
Right. He was supposed to be running mate, in short.
He was supposed to take up the position of the vice president of the country. Remember, our constitution very well, IP, is that position of the running mate. When the president dies, there will be no election, the running mate will take over, or the president resigns, the running mate will take over, and then that running mate will choose, will just handpick the vice president.
Correct.
Then when the vice president resigns or dies, the president, you are not supposed to go for election. The president has got powers to pick the vice president. Yes, that's how our constitution is. And Honorable Given Lurinda was found to be one of the beneficiaries to benefit from that position. But because of his betrayal, we won't say it now. I'm asking you now, IP, to call on this program, Honorable Given Lurinda, to explain why he didn't take up that office despite later being prepared. Yes, he knows, and then ask him why he went to Western Province, because that's where the problem started from.
Right, right.
Yeah, so because of his betrayal, and Israel said, no. He just had to plead with the vice president to say, can you finish? You go for your medication, we'll give you time until you finish the term. That's how you saw to say, before now, when that letter, IP, was withdrawn of that appointment, Honorable Given Lurinda was upset. And when Honorable Given Lurinda was upset, when Honorable Given Lurinda was upset, went to go and negotiate with the opposition then to impeach ECL as the president. And then that impeachment motion was prepared. And when that impeachment motion was prepared, it was taken to Parliament. When it was taken to Parliament, at Parliament now, there was a chief whip in the name of Brian Munduvire. Then Brian Munduvire, when he saw that letter, and Israel, when he heard the news of impeachment, he called Brian Munduvire and he called Honorable Dora Siria to say, what can we do on this? And these people I'm mentioning, they are still there. IP, they are still there. Honorable Dora Siria was called immediately. And Brian Munduvire was called immediately. When they were called immediately, they discussed to say, how can we handle this impeachment motion? Then remember, the president has got eyes everywhere. When they saw to say, where is it coming from? They found to say it was coming from the justice minister in the name of Given Lurinda is the planner of that impeachment motion. Again, it was a betrayal.
Emmanuel Banda, hold on.
Yeah.
Honorable Banda, do you have, just for clarity's sake, do you have any bitterness or any grudge with the PF acting president? Because the way you're coming out, it sounds as though you've got some pending issues, some things which have not been settled between you and the Honorable Given Lurinda. Because really, the information you're bringing out, this sounds to be quite new to the main viewers out here and the main ears listening to the program, which even I myself as a moderator, I'm not privy to this information. That's why I mentioned earlier on that I do distance KBN TV from these allegations from Honorable Given Lurinda. And of course, I will find time to host Mr. Lubinda so that he could perhaps answer and give clarity to these matters. But my question is, do you have any bone to chew with Honorable Given Lubinda?
Thank you, IP. I don't have any problem with Honorable Given Lubinda. In fact, Honorable Given Lubinda, you ask him, we enjoy good, we even call each other. The last last week we were talking with Honorable Given Lubinda, where I was telling him to say, Honorable Given Lubinda, I call him dad because Honorable Given Lubinda, they were same class with my father. In Kafue at Navoye. So is a close friend. He used to be a very close friend to dad because they were in same class with my father at Navoye in Kafue.
So why can't you call your father in Honorable Lubinda and speak to him? Why should you label him as a betrayer of the opposition or the party front? Why calling him in such a manner?
IP, if your father at home is destroying your home and is destroying your future, you are supposed to step up him despite being your father. You are supposed to stop him to say, Dad, this is not the direction. But if he's not listening, you come up in public so that maybe people can talk to him, can sit him down. Because look, IP, check in Chawama what is happening in Chawama. It's another betrayal. He said he vowed to say, I'll never, I made Sata a president, I made Rungu a president, and these young ones from MMD, they can't get the party for me. That's why if you remember, he appeared under Shota, he was asked to say, when you lose, are you going to support your friends? He failed to answer. If you remember again, in Chawama by-election IP, Mr. Honorable Given Lubinda has the bag. Have you seen Matibi campaigning in Chawama? Have you seen Honorable Mundu campaigning in Chawama? Have you seen Honorable Chirufya campaigning in Chawama? The list goes on. The list goes on. Ask Honorable Given Lubinda to say why these candidates, why are they not? Why were not campaigning in Chawama? He should say, because that one also IP. That's one of the betrayal for ECL, for you as acting president to refuse your other candidate just because they came from MMD, they shouldn't campaign in Chawama. That is not okay.
What's been refused in this case? What's been
Sorry?
refused in this case? Has it refused anyone from campaigning in Chawama? And I thought
that's
that
what I'm asking you.
I thought that the opposite should be the reality, because I should have been questioning those MPs who are not campaigning in Chawama together with Honorable Given Lubinda. Perhaps those are the people should be calling betrayers, unlike Honorable Lubinda, who is in Chawama, was been in Chawama campaigning in that area.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you to say, in Chawama now, let me tell you why he refused the other presidency, other aspiring president to campaign in Chawama. In Chawama, the Honorable Given Lubinda, he sought to say, Chawama being like a village for the former president, it will be very easy for him to prove himself to be the president, to carry the presidency, which he wasn't even supposed to aspire, because he promised at first, when those people were paying money to stand as president, he Given Lubinda refused to say, me, I'll be a kingmaker. But now what has changed today from a kingmaker to become a president, and then he wants to take Chawama to prove himself, to say, no, Makebi never went there, so I've won Chawama. Without Makebi, without Chitalo Chirufya, without Blani Munduire, without Greyford Monde, without Mudolo, without the list goes on, without Totwe Kafaya, without Chanda Katotowe. all those presidents, more than 7 presidents, they have never stepped foot in Chawama. It's him who planned that move. Now, imagine if Honorable Makebi Zulu was in Chawama, campaigning in Chawama. Honorable Munduvile was there, they were not stopped, were campaigning in Chawama. Honorable Mtoto Kafaya was there. Honorable Chandaka Totowe was there. Honorable Greyford Monde was there. Honorable Chimfleshkar was there. Do you think Chawama was even going to be difficult to win? So, this is why I'm telling you to say, Honorable Given Rwinda, I talked to him about Chawama to say, sir, you are the acting president. Can you bring everyone together? You wait with your friends, because you being a kingmaker, Given Rwinda, that Mankala kingmaker, you'll be even enjoying more. I told him all that. I told him to say, sir, this what you are doing in Chawama. Assign Honorable Makebi to on one word. Assign Honorable Munduvire, one word. Assign Honorable Kapitowe, one word. Assign Honorable Chitamchimufia, one word. So that this, when they campaign, the list goes on. When we do campaign in there, it will be very easy, because look, the people who loved the Honorable Makebi in Chawama, they never heard of him. How are they going to vote? The people who loved Munduvire, they never saw him. How are they going to vote? The people who loved Chitaru Chirufya, they never saw Chitaru Chirufya there. How are they going to vote? Listen, but the people of Chawama, I'm sure they are asking to say, can these people just stop coming here? But now I'm telling you to say, all these aspiring presidents, they never went there because of one person who is Honorable Given Rwinda, who has used a crooked way to bar them from campaigning in Chawama. Me, I call them a crooked way, because indeed it was a crooked way. And then they are using now the money, which they collected. That's the money they were using, because not long ago, Honorable Given Rwinda was saying at Prime Television, was saying, I don't have money at IP. I used my graduate money in Kaombwe. So where has he gotten the money to campaign in Chawama?
And you must be able to answer that question you yourself, because you've just alleged that they got the money, and that's the same money they're using in Chawama. And not forgetting that a few days ago, Honorable Rwinda lamented that currently the party is not receiving the money because some MPs are no longer remitting some cash for the growth of the party. So if you tell me that they got some money and they are spending in Chawama, the question is, where has Honorable Rwinda, the acting president of the PF, gotten the money you're talking about? Who has given him the money? Maybe you can justify that.
Yeah, the money, they've gotten the money. It's also a long story, IP, you know, where I am here, me, I'm a grassroots mobilizer. IP, I've got information, I receive information every day. Even right now, I've got information. Right now, as we are talking, I'm receiving information. And these are information if you remember on my platform, I said money has been given, 20 million has been given to divide the opposition. And I had asked Rwinda to say, Rwinda, hope you are not part of it. But you can see now, there are other MPs who have gotten the fleet of Range Rovers now, the black ones. They were busy giving money to Chawama, the likes of Mao Sampa. Where has he gotten money, Mao Sampa, today? Let's call a spade, because IP, let's go back. When we went to Parliament, Mao Sampa was not able to get a Range Rover. Mao Sampa gotten from Parliament, he got that Chinese vehicle because he didn't have money. Even me, I got a VX here where I am. I got a VX, a 2022 VX. But Mausampa was unable to get that because Mausampa didn't have money. But today, check the vehicles, the convoy of new vehicles which Mausampa is using. Where has he gotten the money?
Where do you think he has gotten the money from? Because
it's part of the 20 million IP to divide the opposition.
But you know that Honorable Mausampa.
Very close with Rubinga.
Let's put this on record. Let's put it on record. Let's put this on record.
Yeah.
Honorable Mausampa, he never voted for Bill 7. He's one of the MPs who stayed away over the Bill 7, which is alleged to have been, a conduit for bribe or bribery or corruption, as you may want to say. So if you accuse him that it was part of the 3 million, or alleged 3 million kwacha, which were allegedly again being given to members of parliament to vote in favor of Bill 7, again you'll be wrong, because Honorable Mausampa, he stayed away from that proceeding.
Yeah, thanks, IP. Mausampa stayed away. But IP, Mausampa, remember, Mausampa is a candidate. He's a candidate, Mausampa, as a presidential candidate. Now, you follow me now on this one, IP. Are you not surprised a candidate being appointed as a deputy secretary general?
I'm not surprised. You can also be appointed.
Huh?
I'm not surprised, because you can also be appointed as the Deputy Secretary General of any organization.
No. IP, as you are going towards the convention, if you are going towards the convention, you are supposed, you are the candidate, and then they remove someone as the Deputy Secretary General because of supporting a candidate, and then you get a candidate, you put him as the SG. The SG, we are supposed to preside over the convention. Because the Secretary General is the one who presides over the convention. Now, how do you get someone who is standing at the convention? How do you get a referee to be also a prayer, to be both a prayer and is there on the prayers list, and also on the referees list is there? Where have you seen that IP? It's not there. And then Honorable Given Rubinga, he promised the Zambian people in our country to say he is going to announce for convention on the 12th. The 12th was yesterday. Has he announced that? IP. So I'm telling you to say, all those are just calculated move. These people, Given Rubinga, he can't announce for a convention. Why? He knows to say he has failed to learn the party. Ask the structures across the country if Given Rubinga has been in Google, or if Given Rubinga has removed the money, because he used to receive that money from 2021 to 2024. He used to receive that, or to 2023. Did he utilize that money which he was receiving from the MPs to mobilize the party? The answer is no, IP. I'm sure he was just using the money in another way, luxury, not mobilizing the party. And then even right now, he's busy just in Lusaka there. IP, right now we are 4 months to filing in. We don't have candidates in Shankombo. Ask Given Rubinga to say, who is your councillor? Who are your councillors in Shankombo? Right now, we are supposed to put things on the ground to identify councillors in Southern Province, to identify and all the provinces, to identify council chairperson, to identify MPs, to identify mayors. But ask Given Rubinga, he failed to file in Chitambo a councillor. He failed to a party, many opposition. Failing to find candidates in Chitambo, your stronghold, and then you can say that someone is building the party. He's destroying the party, IP.
On the flip side,
he's destroying the opposition. So I'm calling the opposition IP. All the opposition now, let them leave Rubinga alone to enjoy that 20 million because it's not mobilizing the party. IP. Let this opposition and the other well-meaning people unite together, choose a leader.
Could you somehow give credit to Honorable Given Luwinda for holding on to the party for the last 4 years? And I will qualify this. And I will qualify this. If you remember when ECO...
Which party did you hold? Which party did you hold, IP?
I'm still speaking.
Okay.
The Patriotic Front. If you remember when ECO resigned from active politics after the 2021 general election, Honorable Luwinda was left as active president, as you mentioned in your preamble. He was in charge of the party. Fast forward, ECO comes back to active politics. Honorable Banda is given the vice president position in the Patriotic Front. Later on, ECO, he goes for his medical treatment, in South Africa. May his souls rest in peace. Again, Honorable Banda is left as acting president of the Patriotic Front. Eventually, ECO dies. Honorable Banda, he remains in charge of the party, and the party remains intact. Today, you are talking about the PF being intact, being, the Greens, as you call them yourselves, because of people like Honorable Emmanuel who have held on to the party. Why should you demonize him today? And we will tell you that this political party, which is now admirable by many people, it was not fashionable for some of you to praise it, to speak about the PF, because some of the people had run away. They went in oblivion, abandoning the party to Given Luwinda and a few others. Why can't you give him credit for that alone?
Thank you so much, IP. In fact, Given Luwinda is supposed to thank ECL first, because he was given time to prove himself, to prove his leadership. If his leadership was okay, IP right now the structures would have been calling for Luwinda to be the president. But right now I'll tell you that he was in Katete. In Katete he left the structures stranded. He left with them with a 2,000 kwacha. He went to Mumbwa to visit the structure. He left the bills there. Up to now there are bills in Mumbwa. So Given Luwinda, he was the luckiest person because he was supposed to prove himself to say to the structures. But let me tell you now, Innocent, the structures of PF, it's not Luwinda who kept them. They have kept them themselves. As you are a journalist, you have got this in Vugwi. Asking Vugwi if they have ever received any leader from Secretariat from 2021 to date. Asking Chasefu from 2021 up to date if they have ever received a leader from Secretariat. Asking from Mapinga if they have ever received people from Secretariat. Asking from Chama if they have ever received people from Secretariat. Asking from Petauke, apart from those by-elections, if any people from Secretariat have gone there. And in Petauke, it's a story of, I'll explain. So I can tell you to say, those structures in Vugwi and countrywide in Shankombo, in Zambezi, Chavuma, they have kept themselves. So it's like lost ships. When a lost ship, you find the structure PF yalimongani tunyoni, IP, still have but they have kept them intact. Just because of that spirit of the founding father to say remain united.
I want to imagine
the people who came in the party IP, it's the parliamentarians. So in short, I can tell you to say the people who kept the party, it's at parliament there. Because at Parliament, they are the ones who are removing money to pay Given Rubinda for him not to mobilize the party, but he was drawing salary at Secretariat together with the people there without going on the ground to mobilize the party. Because even to Vugwi today, imagine IP 4 months to find him. The structures in Vugwi have never been visited. We don't know the councillors, but I can tell you to say Eastern I'm on top because we mobilize. So we have got councillors, we have got all the candidates from councillor to MPship. But all these provinces go there. We never done. That's why IP ask yourself to say, when ECL when ECL came back from active or from retirement to active politics, IP. Why Rwanda if he was working in Rwanda? Because of his failure to sell the party using Mao Sampa, to sell the party on the 24th of October using Mao Sampa. That's why if to mobilize the structures across the country, so came back because of having a heart of not forgiving Rwanda. That's why Rwanda, if you remember when he was minister, he took a part of official to go to prison. Now, do you think such kind of a person can even be a president? How many people is he going to send in prison? If he, when he was just a minister, he can send someone to prison. In Kawata there, go there. You find that a part official was sent. And he was the only minister in PF in government who was beaten by the structures. Now you can imagine a minister, if you are beaten as a minister from your people, from your constituency, do you think there is love there, which means people love you?
But also you have to look at the offense committed by that individual who was eventually taken to the courts. For him to have been found guilty and eventually convicted by the court through Honorable Given Rwinda, this means that someone committed a crime. So we should not mix the two, governance issues and also criminality. And you know that the Patriotic Front was largely known or pronounced by the, this hooliganism and the criminality and stuff like that. So really, this confirms that indeed Honorable Rwinda is a man who believes in the rule of law. I think that's what could be the answer in that regards, Honorable Emmanuel Jebbat. Unless if you yourself, you believe in discipline, you believe in indiscipline and also believe in criminality.
IP, you are a parent, you are a parent. When your son or daughter had done something wrong, it doesn't mean that you are supposed to wait for you to protect your son or your daughter. You can talk to change. CAO used to talk to the people, even Mao was not crucified. Mao was even welcomed back by WCL. But now, ask Rwinda, even just the time of acting, how many times has Rwinda reported his member to police, whereby he's failing to talk to them, to sit them down? Do you think such kind of a person can bring peace in opposition, can bring other opposition? Check yourself. In Tonse, there are so many presidents. But look, all of them, they gave him a vote of no confidence, including the party he's using to campaign in Chawana himself, FDD. They have removed him from that Tonse. And he has remained alone. He's remained. Tell me, how many members has he remained with him under his faction as a chairman of Tonse Rwinda? There's no any president. All the presidents have gone with Wadan Pule. Wadan Pule, who is not even the anchor party, can manage to go with all the opposition to unite them. Then Rwinda, who is got MPs he can fail even to convince even for opposition. Look, Tonse, Israel left Tonse intact. And I thank the opposition for seeing to say, this Luvinda is not taking us anywhere. Because he wants to impose himself. He's a dictator in short. Because dictators, they always impose themselves. Because why can't he call for convention? Because Israel, he knows very well, if he claims to say he was close to Israel, Israel knew already to say this political party will never come back. The papers will not come back. That's why Israel had to hold on into the structures. He knew to say we will have a special purpose vehicle. That's why in Petauke you saw Israel appointed a special purpose vehicle, NCP. In Kawangwa, Israel appointed the special purpose vehicle, FDT. So you have seen, he did that Israel knowing to say he was planning. Israel, he managed to get independents together, independent members of parliament.
All right, quite understood.
It's me.
All right,
Who started working with Israel because of his unity. Now ask Barubinda, even independent, how many has he been managed?
Right, point taken. Now, I want us to spend 3 minutes, then we wind up the program. I know that we started late because of our internet connectivity, which troubled us as we were about to start the program. But however, we'll spend 3 minutes. Now, my question to you is, we've got 7 months before the election. You've mentioned that for the nominations, we are remaining with about 4 months before the nomination of the presidential, candidates, starts. How would you look at the PF now going forward? Because really, in as much as you'd want to apportion the blame on Honorable Given Luinda alone, I'll tell you one thing, that you are being unfair, and here's the reason. Do you also imagine the pressure Honorable Luinda has right now on his table in sorting out the confusion going on? You've got about 9 presidential aspirants or candidates in the Patriotic Front. All of them, they don't seem to agree. They don't seem to come to the round table to agree on the way forward. And here is a man called Honorable Given Luinda, who is the acting president. Do you also realize rather the problems and the pressure he has on the table in that regards? And so far we have seen this, the confusion in the PF is getting more deeper. It's getting more tensy as we speak right now. We've got letters which have been written to Honorable Brian Munduvire, Procoso Member of Parliament, who has also vowed that I'm not giving up. We are going forward and up to the end. There is also Mtoto Kafoya as well, seem to be quite also adamant and also, consistent on that. We've got Mudolo as well. We've got another Emmanuel Mwamba, who is a spokesperson for the PF, and also a candidate at the same time. He also doesn't seem to give up. Among others, the Chishimbakambwiri, you can bring in the Katotowe, name them. What's the way forward? What could be the way forward for the Patriotic Front with the remaining few days? Or few months rather, I beg your pardon.
Much IP. If you are saying that I'm trying to be unfair for Honorable Given Luvinda, I'm not trying to be unfair, because IP, if the company is not moving well, you blame the CEO or the manager. If the house vana vonse vatukana panyumba vaitatani, you blame the parents. You blame vatate vavana. Second, you start blaming the mother, because vatate vavana IP is the one who is supposed to tell the mother to say, "Mweo mai urbana why vachita baso vaise vana." So why am I blaming Varuvinda? Because Varuvinda, you remember very well to say, for a convention, when Israel went into returning, ECL. And the Honorable Given Ruinda promised the party officials to say he will be a kingmaker. That's why he never applied. That's why ECL trusted him. Even ECL, when he was in South Africa, trusted Honorable Given Ruinda to say he was acting knowing to say he will be a good referee because he's not participating. But if ECL knew to say Given Ruinda was participating, ECL was not going to leave the powers to Honorable Given Ruinda to be the referee and the player. No. So that's why we are blaming Ruinda. It's because ndiye mutu mgwasu kumawa tukamba kuti mutu kuru ule walini ngonyo. So ngati wewe una mutu kuru ngonyo zikowera kuli wewe. Ni chinji cha tukamba ti ngonyo zikowera kuli wewe. All the blame will come to you. IP, you have hosted people there who have been saying to say ECO killed people under his leadership. Is it ECO who triggered the gun to Samansama? It was those police officers, but the blame went to who? Went to ECL. So even right now, whatever is going on in PF, we are blaming Ruinda. And all these aspiring presidential candidates, they are just okay. Because them, they are united, they agreed to go for convention. But Ruinda is the one holding, who is blocking for convention because it's him who wants to be the president. That's why we are blaming him. Even me, I can support if they go for convention. If Honorable Given Ruinda tomorrow to the convention, he comes the winner, I'll support him. I'll be the first one to campaign for Ruinda. But now, he's blocking. Why is he blocking? Why has he blocked his friends to participate into Chawama? Because if you don't know IP, maybe those aspiring presidential candidates, they don't want to tell you. They were blocked to campaign in Chawama. That's why they never went there. There was a trap which was set for them. If they had participated in Chawama, there was a trap which was planned for them. That's why they never went there, all of them.
Right, right. Finally, Honorable Emmanuel Banda, I want you to comment on the exculpatory letter or letters which have been issued to Honorable Brian Munduwile, Brokoso Member of Parliament, and also PF aspiring candidate, as well as Honorable Mwakalombe, the former Chongwe Member of Parliament, that have been issued with exculpatory letters. What is your comment in that regards?
Thank you so much. That's why I'm telling you to say there is a leadership vacuum in PF. That's why I'm advising all the presidential aspiring candidates to go to Tonse, so that Tonse they choose a leader under Tonse. Because under PF, Given Ruinda won't allow to choose a leader because he has put himself there. And no one will remove him there. He has even locked himself on that position, and he has voted to say, I'll never call for convention because I'm the one who made Sata to be president. I'm the one who made the ECL to be president, and it's my time now for people to make me as a president. So why am I saying this, IP? That is a sign for you, even if on that letter, it's not Given Ruinda who has signed on that letter to say exculpatory letter for those
exculpatory letter.
Yes, exculpatory letter for those people. Even if it's not him who signed on those letters, but it's him who allowed because he's the president. That letter, if he believed in reconciliation and unity, he wouldn't have allowed that. ECL right now, IP, you know ECL, you worked with ECL as a journalist, do you think ECL was going to allow the letters at this moment? Right now, given Ruvinda was even supposed to say, as we are waiting to choose a leader, let's start identifying candidates. But right now, it's now let us how to block people now, how to block people, how to block people, how to block people. No, no, no. This is not good.
Right. Emmanuel
Yeah.
Banda, thank you so much for coming through to KBN TV via our online or rather internet platform. We appreciate you and wish you the best in whichever location you are right now. But your contribution to the country is always valued. Thank you so much and
Then
stay blessed.
IP, just a second. I'm asking just a second.
Please, go, quickly.
Yes, IP, I'm asking for each and everyone who is listening to this program to join hands and to call the church leaders to pray for Ruvinda so that he can allow for a convention. But if you won't allow for a convention, we will pray for these leaders so that they can move out from PF and then from PF Ruvinda, because he's alone. He will remain alone with Mausampa. They should leave Mausampa with his given Ruvinda, then they should go to Tonse, where Dan Pule has gone, so that they can choose a leader, because Honorable Dan Pule is ready to go for convention. Even him will stand, it is democratic rights, we allow him to stand, but whoever will choose under Tonse, which ECL left, because ECL left two platforms. He left PF, he left Tonse. So if PF have failed, let's concentrate on Tonse, where ECL also left, and there is also special purpose vehicle in under Tonse, which is also FDD was one of the special purpose vehicle which ECL left. But Plan B, if they fail to do everything, we'll tell you what Plan B was, and then we'll move with the same Plan B. Will be, though it will look like it's not democracy, but we'll be forced to go with Plan B. Those names which he left under Plan B, those are the names which will tell the people to say, Plan B, it's this and this. Let's go with them.
All right, so basically you know what ECO's Plan B was all about. You have the script, you have the draft, you have the copy of Plan B left by ECO. That's what you mean, right?
Innocent, if you always be with your grandmother, your grandmother will be telling you things to say, no, my son, we are planning like this and this. So you, even if he hasn't shown you on the paper, but just telling you, when he's no more, you'll be able to tell people to say, me, I used to be close to my grandmother. My grandmother was saying D, A, B, C, D. So even me, IP, you remember very well, in Kawe, in Eastern, in Copper Belt, in Lusaka, that war of IP, ECL went with who?
Yeah, you went with yourself, of course. That's why I'm asking you with all that information, meaning that you are one of the members holding on to the Plan B script left by the late President ECL, right?
Yeah, verbally he used to say Plan B, it's this and this and this.
Right. So you have the Plan B copy.
We know.
Thank you so much. Honorable Banda, we appreciate you. We hope to engage you soon.
And locked.
Right. Thank you so much, Honorable Banda. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I've been speaking to former Petauke member of Parliament in Emmanuel Banda, of course, who is currently in exile, speaking to us on a number of issues, but of course, largely speaking to the happenings in the opposition and centering much into the party front, his former political party, because he stood as an independent candidate in Petauke Central. Thank you so much. And this is IP with a bigger program. We'll be back again tomorrow. May God bless Zambia. May God bless Mother Africa. Good night.